Today we're going to speak about the only type of Forex robot that truly works. Now before we get started, you need to know who I am. My name is Salabi and I have been in the Forex industry for the past 5 years. In fact, as a manual trader. And only recently in 2023 did I move into automated trading and completely switched my life around, enabling myself to have a lot more time, making a lot more money. In fact, I make 5 figures from robots every single month, completely on auto mode, and I've also done the same for many other people in our Quant Trading Society group, where we help people trade with Forex robots. Now, everyone hears about Forex robots a lot in the industry, and in fact, it was only up until recently that I think the Forex robots in the retail space have somewhat gotten good. The Forex robots and Forex algos in general have been around for a very long time, right? First and foremost, they've been used by hedge funds and institutions. In fact, most hedge funds and institutions have 80% of their strategies automated. They have very few manual traders, and the reason behind that, of course, is emotions, etc. But going back to the main idea of Forex robots are simply just a piece of code. So it's essentially just built on an already profitable, successful manual strategy, and then what they do is they look at that strategy and they ask themselves how they can automate it with code, and then they are able to automate the entries, the trade management, and the exit. Now, this is where our problem lies here with most Forex robots. The problem is that most Forex robots rely on the fact that market conditions do not change. Because at the end of the day, remember, a Forex robot is just a piece of code. The Forex robot doesn't necessarily evolve itself unless you're constantly optimizing it yourself. So when the Forex robot is performing very well on a specific market condition, what do you think happens when the market condition changes? It means that now the Forex robot is taking entries and is using a strategy that is not congruent with the market conditions at hand. So for example, if you have, for example, a grid robot or martingale robot, you know, these robots perform very well on ranging conditions. Now, most robots work until they don't. So a lot of time what you see happen is that your robot will work 5-6 months, even 5-6 weeks sometimes, and it'll perform very well. And then you have one market shift that'll happen. For example, recently we've had the US elections and gold has went very parabolic. In fact, many people have lost a lot of money with their Forex robots, and the reason being is that the strategy was built for one thing, and when the elections came around, the strategy completely was useless because the markets changed from ranging markets to trending markets. And this is the problem with these type of robots, which brings me on to my next point. There's no such a thing as a 100% automated route. It's not possible. You can definitely automate your entries, you can automate maybe the management, you can automate the exit, but you need to be very clear what strategy works with what market condition. And in fact, this is why a lot of hedge funds, they don't just use like one robot. They have multiple different strategies that they know they can turn on and off depending on the market condition. And they have it diversified. We're talking about tens and even hundreds of strategies that are deployed under a massive amount of capital. Now the problem is many of us just have one robot and we just run it throughout all of the market conditions and expect it to perform well. And then when we lose, we blow an account, we ask ourselves, what is going on? And this is the biggest issue. So what type of robot then actually works for the retail space? Well, the only robot that is going to be able to work, and unfortunately there's no actually clear answer for this, the only robot that is going to work though is a robot that you can optimize. Now, if you can't constantly optimize your robot because you don't have the experience and skills to optimize that robot, then you're going to have to get very good and knowledgeable about what market conditions to run that specific robot on. That means, unfortunately, you are going to need trading experience. You're going to be able to need to understand the fundamentals of the market. You're also going to need to understand the technicals of the market as well. And you're also going to need to be very proficient as well with the strategy of the robot itself. So if it was not a robot that you built, it's going to be very hard to understand the strategy unless you are already an avid trader, which is the reason why most people, especially beginners, struggle with robots in the first place. Now, had you already known what market condition is what, and you can decipher between the different market conditions, and you can decipher which robot works on which market condition, this is the only way, in my opinion, to successfully trade with robots. And this honestly leaves a lot of people in the mud. Now, personally, what we have here at Quant Trading Society is we use something called the dynamic optimization protocol. And being completely honest with you, it's just a fancy way of saying that we do fundamental and technical analysis on when to run our robot and when not to run it. So we understand that we can't just give our clients a robot for them to just, go ahead and just trade with. So we realize that we actually have to tell people when to turn on the robot, when to turn it off. And in fact, we have two robots now, and we have a ranging one and a trending one. So we're able to do our fundamental technical analysis, and then be able to, okay, this is the time to turn this robot on. Oh, okay, this is the time to turn that robot off, etc., etc. And this is the way that we've been very, very consistent and very, very profitable and successful robots in the long term. So you're going to need to be able to find some sort of balance in that way, because there's no one robot that works for all market conditions. So the unfortunate truth is that you're going to have to need some sort of trading knowledge, of course, unless you have, for example, a team like us that gives you the robot and lets you know when to run it and when not to run it. And you're also going to need to understand the strategy of the robot as well, because without understanding the strategy, you're not going to be able to know which market condition to actually apply it on. And that is pretty much it, guys. I know it was maybe not the answer that you're looking for, but this is the honest truth. And if you're going to go into the Forex trading market expecting that you can just put any robot on and it's going to make you money passively, well, I'm unfortunately going to let you know that that's just not going to work. Guys, if this video was beneficial, please leave the like button, subscribe, and if you're interested in also checking out our robot, just go down into the description to fill out our form to apply to work with us.